I hope a great addition to this SNES Superstars. Hi everyone, I'm the Hulk and I speedrun Super Nintendo games, trying to deliver you the best of SNES greatness. So welcome to Soul Blazer. This game was developed by the studio Quintet, which is very well known for the two actuators and the trilogy of Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia and Terranigma. So I hope this is gonna go alright, and I'm ready to knock it off. Hey, hi everyone, yeah, thanks for the good luck. Well, I guess I'm ready to go. We usually time this game from when we stop the last cutscene, so I'm just gonna name myself with a one character name. I'm gonna pick E. Some insiders might know why. What an interesting name. Alright, go and say the word for all creatures, just making sure my timer works. Okay, it does, and we are going! Alright, let's blaze souls. First, we need to get and equip our first sword. I gotta say, that really doesn't matter, because I'm gonna get my health back when I go back to Master Shrine, so that's fine. Hey, I got lucky because I got a medium gem from one of those enemies. So you can see in the top right that I have 8 gems. I usually have only 4, so that might help out a bit. This magician is giving me my first magic, which will be very helpful. So I'm going to equip it, and at the same time I'm also going to do something else in the menu. I'm going to pre-equip the Dream Rod, which I do not have yet. So, coming up right now, pre-equipping the Dream Rod. So you just have to move the cursor 3 times in the inventory menu. So that's something you can only do with inventory items. It unfortunately does not work with equipment items, so it doesn't work with swords, armor, or magic. And we're off to the first dungeon, Underground Castle. So the gimmick of this game, if you don't know it, is that there's a lot of little vortexes like this one, like these pink things, and enemies come from it. So here I'm placing myself here to make sure that I defeat enemies as fast as possible. So I can kill enemies on the left and on the right at the same time, using magic to go through the wall. So it was pretty efficient, and there you did not see me seal the layer on the right, but it has exploded. It means that I killed all the enemies from it, and I know that I will be coming back later in this place, so I will seal it then. Okay, we're gonna see a little bit more multitasking. So kill the first enemy from this one. Spawn second. Spawn first here, kill it. Kill second enemy from there. Spawn second, kill it. Spawn third in both. Kill. Okay, he's dead, I think. Fourth. Spawn. That's fifth. I'm not gonna kill fourth up there yet. So that's sixth. He's dead. I'm gonna kill this enemy just to be sure. Otherwise I will need to take 2 hits. And as I'm going back up, kill this last guy. Could have been slightly faster, but it was still pretty decent. I have a lot of health, and in this game, this is a little bit like Illusion of Gaia. I will abuse death a lot in order to go back to the Master Shrine. It's much better than walking back. So I need to deplete my health accordingly. I will do that as I can. So spawn. Spawn. Yeah, that's an optimization I found while I was tassing the game, because I also did the latest task of this. Alright, yeah, I managed to damage myself enough to be at only 1 HP when I sealed the last layer. So that's pretty good. It's pretty optimized. There's something which is really difficult to do, but it works in the game. You can actually seal a monster lair by being dead. If you manage to take a hit and stand on and die on a lair, and then you can seal it and it will count. And the monster lair the character that you release will heal you, so it will effectively resurrect you. That's a really difficult optimization to do, though, being dead on the lair. It's something I managed to do it once, but it was kind of lucky. Now we released just the right amount of people we need to continue on with our journey. There's a lot of monster lairs that I ignored, and that's because I'm just doing an any percent speedrun of this game. In 100% I will need to free everyone and do every lair, but here I just do whatever is absolutely needed to finish the game. And there's a lot of unnecessary NPCs that we don't really care about. So this is the old woman that I left alone a little bit earlier, and now I'm seeing her monster lair. She's required because I need her house to be there so I can talk to the village chief later. So yeah, it's a necessary lair. And yeah, this is the second part of Underground Castle. I needed to come back to activate the elevator by reactivating the water mill. Okay, I'm gonna try to dodge fireballs. Stay here, fireball shoot, kill those guys. Take 1 damage or 2, yeah, just 1, that's good. This is Lisa, Dr. Leo's daughter. But she's sleeping. But when we come around to her, we will enter her dream, because that's a thing in this game, via the dream rod that I picked up earlier. And we have, if you remember, we have pre-equipped it, so I don't even need to menu and 1 extra time to equip it. So that's a nice optimization. So let's see how many gems do I have. I have 20. That's good. That's a lot, actually. It's pretty lucky. So gems directly impact my capacity of doing magic. The only magic I have currently, which is the fireball, takes 4 gems. So I can throw 5 fireballs, which is good. I'm gonna throw only 1 here. And I have 4 left for this monster lair. 1 here. Let's do this methodically. 2. Kill 3rd. Kill. Spawn the 4th one. There, I just waited a little bit to spawn the 4th one. Let's go, please. 8. And that was the 5th one. I could have taken 1 more damage, but I wanted to be a bit safe. In this game, it's very easy to die prematurely by trying to optimize your suicide, so sometimes I just don't risk it. Yeah, in this game, your invincibility frames last 32 frames, so every extra damage that you take saves 32 frames. It's still half a second, so it's significant if you want to be really optimal, but, well, I'm not gonna be super scary in a marathon run. And this is Lisa. She is longing for her father, who was captured by the evil king. There was no answer. So this is required because it opens up the way to get Leo's brush. Leo's brush is the key to get into the next dungeon. Wait, I'm sorry for yelling at you. Please come back and listen to my story. Lol, nope. We have other things to do, I'm sorry. Sorry, my dear, but I'm speedrunning. So, unfortunately, there is really no other choice, but we need to go to the underground castle 1/3 time just to get Leo's brush. And I'm gonna take some damage in the process. Yeah, 3, that's good. Maybe I can take a 4th one. 4th. Yeah, if one of those plants had moved to the right, I could have taken a 5th damage, but well, it's just random. Because those enemies move randomly. You just can't do anything. Can I kill 2? Oh no, I couldn't kill 2 of them. That's okay. I wanted my experience to be 94 instead of 93, but it really barely matters. because in the next dungeon, the first enemies I will encounter give me 3 XP, experience points. So with 94 I would have needed to kill just 2 to get the 100 experience I need for level 2. But now I'm gonna have to kill 3, but it really barely matters. There, I don't have level 2 yet. Now I do. So in this game, every level gives you 2 health points, and alternatingly 1 extra attack point and 1 extra defense points. So level 2 gives you 1 extra attack points. So now I'm not going to use oops, I'm not gonna do this technique of poking all the time, because now my sword swing actually does 2 damage, so it becomes better to use that instead of just poking. The pokes will always do 1, but swings now do 2, so I'm gonna use swings. 4 enemies here. 14 gems, that's pretty good. I'm gonna use gems a lot with the next armor guys. Yeah, staying here so I can kill also the birds coming from the top. I'm gonna open this chest. It has a medical herb, which is really useful. Ah, unfortunate. Okay, that was kind of bad. I have full health, so I'm just gonna tank through this metal spike thing that I cannot kill yet. Yeah, I'm gonna use magic against these guys. 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure it had any effect. Okay, that's fine. I just conserved 4 gems. I made sure I had at least 4 gems, because now there's a big column of torch guys that I'm gonna kill. Boom, bam, and that gives me a lot of health, of experience. 2 enemies here. This is a multi-spawn, so it doesn't matter to kill every enemy really fast, so I'm not using magic. It's only the last enemy which matters, because there's a fixed amount of time between spawns of this monster. So now this is going to be the last one. Now magic. So to kill it just a little bit faster. And I have to concentrate for the boss, it's actually quite tricky. Alright, good. And I didn't even get hit 5 times, so that was pretty good. Alright, that's an 11:22, 11:23 ending, which is pretty solid for Act 1. So what I did is I placed myself on the conveyor belt going up, and I had to tap down with a certain pace to make sure that I could still poke at the boss, but without taking too many hits from him. And then I used the herb to tank through all the damage that I would receive from his fireballs. And that's just enough so you can kill him before he kills you. If you play this game casually, the first boss is actually quite difficult, because you want to use a much slower method. You want to just go in, give a few hits, again then get out of range and rinse and repeat. It's a little bit more tedious. The speedrun strategy is pretty scary, but it's fine. When you master it, it's pretty consistent. So yeah, by the way, for bosses, they have so much defense that you cannot do more damage than minimal damage. So that's why I poke. I poke because a swing would have done 1 damage anyway. So poke is better. Poke is going to be better for all bosses. Oh, it's you. Okay. Now let's move out of Grass Valley and enter Greenwood. Not so green though, because most of the forest animals and trees have been taken out. Alright, the first screen of Greenwood, of the Lost Marshes, is pretty difficult. So let's see if I can do it correctly. First, kill this guy. Hopefully we're gonna get some... Ah, we got a big gem, that's nice. There I waited for the spawn of the second enemy on the top right, because I'm gonna try to kill them with magic from a distance. So let's see if we can do this. I have 17 gems, so that's a good start. Boom! In 1 shot. How about that? That was pretty lucky, because they lined up nicely. Ah, too bad. Okay. That's gonna be pretty fast. Yeah, we got some good gem luck. The drops can be either a small gem of 1, a medium gem of 5, or a big gem of 10. And there I got a big gem immediately, so that gave me more shots. But it didn't even matter because I managed to kill them in one hit. But still, having more gems can really help in case you get worse RNG. Alright, I think I'm just gonna take the hit here. So the purpose of that was to spawn that first enemy a bit quicker, just by scrolling the screen towards him a little bit earlier. It's fine because I'm gonna get healed by this monster there. Whenever you release something, you get healed by 1 or 2 health. Okay, so only 2 damage and 32 gems, that's pretty good. Alright, first enemy, let's count. This one has 2. 1, 3 second, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I do not need to kill the mudmen on the top, but I do it anyway to get more experience and gems. That was not very lucky. Dang, that wasted some time. That's fine. 25 gems, that's not too good, but I can deal with it. It's okay. I actually killed all of them, that's cool. I might be a little bit too far ahead in experience, so I'm gonna have to be careful. There's some level ups that you don't want to have too early, especially when you are about to take an intentional death. If you take a level up too early, then well, it will replenish your health, and that will make the suicide very slow. So that's something you need to take into account. There I'm pretty advanced in exp, so I'm gonna have to be careful and not kill some enemies that I might have killed otherwise. Okay, let's see how lucky I am with these guys. If they move to the left, I will have to get out of the way. If they move in any other direction, I can just stay here. Okay, I want them to move down because I will be able to hit him more quickly. I'm not too lucky so far. Okay, he moved down, so he did not have the opportunity to attack, and that's good. Okay, it's the same for this one. Right, I got 2 out of 8 which moved down, which is like the standard luck that you can expect. Okay, I'm moving up 1 tile to spawn the fire enemies on the top left. You can barely see them, but I want to spawn them early, so I will be able to chain them with magic. And that will save some time, because they're already spawned, so I will not have to wait for that spawn later. And they did. So I need to make sure that I get out of the screen after the monster lair has exploded, otherwise it does not count. You need to see the animation of the monster lair exploding. Okay, let's hope I can get there before the scorpion. Yeah, I outran him. And now more teleporting lizard guys. Those are really annoying. I don't like this position. I have taken a lot of damage. Okay, I still made it before the scorpion arrived. I have 4 health. Do I take damage from the scorpion? Well, in a really serious attempt I would, but here I'm just not going to. Yeah, I'll take the second. Just to be really sure, in case I get trolled here. Okay, spawned the first guy. And now we're gonna do something which is technically not required. Let's go over there and kill these enemies. The benefit of that would be pretty obvious a bit later. Oh, nice gems. 69 gems, okay. 70, that's decent. We're back in decent zone. Okay. Can that not be hit? No, I will probably take a hit. Yeah, I took one, that's fine. So the benefit of that is that I get light arrow. It's the second a magic in the game, and it's by far the best. No, not armor, magic please. It's by far the best magic in the game. So we're gonna keep that for basically everything else in the game. I'm gonna try to kill these guys early. Okay, I killed the guys on the top. Spawn them. Nice. Spawn. Okay, kill them early. 3 is good. I don't really need to try to kill any more. So I killed 3 over there, so I have 2 left to kill. And last guy. So I have the medical herb that I took in Water Shrine, so I will not die here. There, it got used. That's because it was still equipped. Your cursor for equipment does not change. It never changes. So you remember when I equipped the medical herb I got in Leo's paintings? I put the cursor on the herb, and then I used it for the boss. And then I got a new herb, and the cursor was still on the herb, so it was still considered equipped. So I did not need to do any menuing to equip that new herb. Okay, I'm really good in terms of health. 69 gems is a little bit low, so I'm going to take the chest. It contains 60 gems, and that's really going to be helpful. Again, that's something I would not do in a really serious Watercut attempt. I would just count on gem luck, but no, I'm not counting on luck and too many luck elements in a marathon run. Yeah, that chest wastes only like 6 seconds, so I'm willing to take that. Yeah, 2042 is still a decent time for this. Okay, we have a little bit of side questing to do, because we cannot carry on and go to the Light Shrine just yet. We actually needed to collect the Greenwood leaf, and we need to see. Oh, this is Turbo the dog. He was the guardian of the woods, but he died. And we see that in the dream of this little bird. And now we have access to the remains of Turbo the dog. And the Greenwood leaf is there. We do not need to equip the Greenwood leaf. We just need to have it. And what it does is it will let us ride the rafts to get to the Light Shrine. So that's our next destination. I will take damage here. It really doesn't matter because I'm close enough to level 6. I need 2000 experience for it, and that will heal me, so it's fine. There's tons of enemies and 2 monster layers, but they are useless, so I'm just gonna stroll through. They take a long time also. It's good that they are not required. Okay, so now something pretty neat is going to happen. I'm going to try to deal with 5 monster layers at the same time. Spawn these guys, attract those guys, and place myself in this corner. Try to take a lot of gems. There's a lot of gems. Ah! I missed that fire guy. I shot too early. You can place yourself around, close to a wall. Ah, yeah, this one should have died. That's okay. Okay, I just destroyed 5 monster layers. So that's something really cool you can do with the orb that's circling around you all the time. Magic comes out of it, and you cannot stop the circling. It's always going to circle around you in a counterclockwise way. There's no way you can counter that. However, if you press against a wall or a corner, you can deviate the ball in a certain way. Like you can change the center of the circle that it's describing. So you can put it away from you a little bit more, or bring it closer. It's possible to manipulate it in some way. And now I'm going to try to do something which is also kind of complicated. I'm walking along this tile. Oh, dang, I will not be able to take this. Okay, I killed all the all the red guys, walking on this tile right here, and getting out of it very quickly. 6. Okay, that was the 6th time I did it, so I spawned 6 enemies on the corner here. And I'm gonna try to kill them all. Okay, 1 escapes, that's fine. I did not do it perfectly, but it was close enough. I have 120 gems, which is more than enough. I got pretty good drops there. Maybe I could have actually not taken the 60 gem chest, but well, you know, better safe than sorry. Now we have 8 teleporting guys to kill. In the task I killed them with magic, because it's a little bit faster. But it's very hard to save any time by doing that in an RTA run, because you need to be able to predict where they're gonna go. And you need very, very good gem drops, which is definitely not guaranteed in RTA. Oh, there is a way to see in the dark. I just needed to talk to a mole a bit earlier in the game, but I did not do it because, you know, we're speedrunners, we don't need to see in the dark. We know what we're doing. Here I need to kill the 4 lizard men on the top. That releases this teleporter. And I'm gonna be a little bit safe and take the health refill. That's something I would not do in a really serious attempt. I probably didn't need it, to be honest, because I'm pretty good at the boss, but still. If I do not do this and I still die, it can be really bad. So, well, let's be a little bit careful. This is also a pretty difficult boss if you don't know the technique for it. They all have a different AI, so I needed to manipulate them accordingly. I need to get him in a certain way so that I can advance with him and keep damaging them. They all have different AI, so I know what to do. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't even take a hit, so I did not need to take that safety. Okay, that's a 26-minute flat. That's like 20 seconds away from a really good run. But that's mostly because I took the safety. So I'm fine with that. This game also has a Japanese version, which is faster by about 9 minutes, but people tend to not run it as much for some reason. Text is much faster, that's the main reason why. And also, bosses are mostly easier and have less health, so you can kill them faster. So the US version turns out to be the hardest one. Maybe except for that boss I just fought. The third head, the red one, has a different AI in Japanese, and it's harder to do. So yeah, I would say that's the only boss which is harder in Japanese. All the other bosses are easier in Japanese. By the way, now we are at the third area, which is St. Else. So it's a bunch of islands. So first we're gonna go to South Erta, the first island, and we're gonna fight a bunch of Donkey Kongs and some weird stones. So this is a place where your speed is gonna be directly related to how many gems you have. Do I kill these guys? Okay, no, I don't kill them, but that might be a better idea. Okay, you need magic to kill these rocks, otherwise they have way too much health. Okay. Right, just make sure that I kill the bird. I have a lot of gems, so I should be fine. I have way more than I need. You probably don't need more than 50-ish here, and I had 144, which is ridiculous. There are a waiting of 6 frames to spawn the third tree enemy. 5, 4, 6. Okay. Oh, don't get hit too much. Hit, and... Alright. That was 3 hits in a row. Come on, level 7. Alright, and now I need to damage myself. That was the last one. Yeah. Okay, I had enough gems to kill the last one. That's optimal. That was, again, a multi-spawner. So I didn't really mention it, but there's several types of spawners. There's like the 1x1, so you need to kill the previous one to spawn the next one. So in that case, every kill needs to be optimal in general. And there's those like this, which are multi-spawners. And the multi-spawners will spawn enemies at a constant rate. So it doesn't matter if you kill the previous ones or not, the next one is always going to come out at a consistent pace. So to be optimal, you just need to kill the last one optimally. So here I'm going to take some damage from the water. I have the bubble armor that I got from that mermaid, but I'm not equipping it yet because I want the damage. Because here we're going to go back to South Earth for one last time to kill just this layer. So I'm going to death warp out of it again. Please, a big gem. Oh yeah, nice. So I killed the last one more optimally. That was pretty good luck. Saves very, very little time, but it's still something. So the gimmick of this area is that I'm gonna have to release those mermaid statues one by one, and each new statue will give me access to a new island. That's how it works, basically. Now I'm equipping the bubble armor. It will protect me in the seabed, so I can breathe in the water, basically. So, en route to Rockbird, the second island. I will kill these guys later. They create a shortcut, which is pretty nice, but I don't need it yet. It's not optimal to fight them yet, unless you're at TAS, because you need a lot of good gem drops, and it's better to keep them for the island after the one I'm about to do. So here there's 8 of these guys. They behave in a pretty strange way. There's some randomness to it, but if you are away from them by no more than 1 full tile horizontally or vertically, they will come to you, which is manipulable to some extent. It's a pretty interesting enemy. I only got 8 gems, so not a lot of good luck so far. I'm also going to be a filthy casual and take the herb in this area, which is also something I would not do in a serious run. But we never know what can happen in the next island. Next island is gonna depend on gem luck and also on other type of luck that you will see later. It's usually fine without the herb, but if I get really, really trolled, I might die and it's gonna be very bad. So I'm just gonna take the herb. It only wastes like, I think 6 seconds. Okay, go down here to spawn the first enemy a little bit more quickly. Saves about half a second. Okay, 1 good gem drop finally. 30 gems, that should be barely enough. I hope we're good. Let's do a triple shot here. Boom! I kill all 3. And here, let's go to the left so that rocks goes down by 2 tiles. So I will be able to snipe it more easily. Let's take the herb, which is here. Oh man, he's not dead. That's fine. And now, the last 2 rocks are aligned, so I can kill them with the same magic. Let's kill those 2 trees. And I'm gonna need to take damage from these Donkey Kongs. Let's make sure I don't die. Okay, it was the last one. Now, I was pretty sure it was the last one, but still, I'm not gonna be too ballsy. If you know exactly how many monsters there are per monster layer, and I know them for the most part, when you know that you have killed the last one, you can go on the monster layer itself and release it a little bit more quickly. And that saves time over the whole run, because there's tons of monster layers. So if you know when you have finished each one of them, and you can save that extra second by already being on the layer when it explodes, then you can save like maybe 1 second per layer, which amounts to a lot in the long run. Okay, so the good news is I don't have level 8 yet, which is one of the things I mentioned earlier. I did not get the early level 8, which would have been very bad. It would have prevented me from dying quickly, and also well, I'm actually counting on the fact that I'm about to get level 8 to take a few damage right now, fighting these guys. So I can be here, and if I take some hits, it's fine. So here I'm fighting 2 monsters at the same time. I'm actually kind of behind now in experience for some reason. Okay, there it is. Please, I want better drops. That's not good. I only got small gems, which is really bad luck. So 15 gems. It's not gonna be enough yet. I hope I'm gonna get better gems in the rest of Durian. So yeah, the island that we opened up is Durian. It's the volcanic one. And the gimmick of it is that, well, as long as the volcano is working, it's functioning, it will send shooting rocks from the ceiling, and they are completely random. So if I get really unlucky, I might take a lot of damage from that. So waiting for the second bird. Okay, now it's gonna follow me. And here it is. So that saves like 2.5 seconds over doing that monster layer later. Okay, what's my gem situation? 32. Yeah, still a little bit low. Let's see what we get next. Please, good drops. Good drops would be appreciated. 3, 4, 5. I took 2 damage from that rock. That's not great luck. 1. 40 gems. Yeah, 40 is not certain to be enough. If I can get the next rocks with all aligned with just 1 magic, I will still need at least 3 gems after that. Let's see if I can get that magic shot. Now, I didn't get it. Alright. Okay, but I got really good gems, so I have 38 now, which is still not enough. Yeah, I would need at least 35 now to be perfect for the next monster layer. So now I'm actually counting on good gem drops from the Donkey Kongs I'm about to fight. If I don't get them, I will lose some time. It's still okay, I can manage. But I will need to attract them out of the lava. It's gonna be a bit awkward. Let's see what we get. Okay, we need some good luck. 1, 2, I need at least 1 good gem. Come on, last chance. Nope, we didn't get it. Okay, I'm gonna attract that guy out of the lava. And I'm gonna have to kill him from here, but I need to wait for him. Alright, and that was the last monster that we needed to take care of. So the idea of that dungeon is that there's a chest I did not open in St. El's. It contains the Mermaid's Tears. And if you place the Mermaid's Tears in the center of the volcano, it cools down all the lava tiles. And also it prevents the shooting of rocks. So that's what you are expected to do in a casual playthrough of the game, to get to those monster layers in the middle of lava. But, well, we don't want to do that because we're speedrunners, and we are much smarter than the game. We know that we can tank the lava damage if we know what we're doing. And it works, so it's pretty cool. Now we need to do a little bit of side questing. I need to receive the Thunder Ring from Lou, who apparently was Dr. Leo's dolphin. a pet dolphin, maybe. Thundering. And we need to equip it for it to work. We just opened up the next island, Blester. It's well, it's an island where I will be able to cast lightning bolts, but thanks to the thundering. But that will only work when I am close to gold stones. So that's the gimmick of the next island. And it would be required because there is one monster lair that I'm required to kill, and it contains metal gorillas, and I cannot kill them by any other means. Later in the game I will be able to kill metal enemies, but so far I cannot. I don't have the correct sword for that. I also need to dash through these guys. Ah, no 1 cycle for this one. If I'm lucky, I might get a good gem drop from this one, and I can kill the last one with magic, and no, it did not happen. Right. Yeah, gem is not really with us. It was really good in the Light Shrine, but for the rest of the game it was kind of meh. Yeah, you see that gold tile on the right? If I get close to it, it will send down lightning, and I will need it a little bit later. So shoutouts to the late Everhate for figuring out a way to manipulate these metal gorillas. Gonna take some damage. Okay, that's enough. Just move 2 by 2 tiles and not more than that. And slowly attract them, bait them towards the golden tile, and then they will just all die from the lightning. Yeah, you need to do that carefully and slowly, because if you try to get away from them by more than 2 squares, they will start moving in a different fashion. They will move up and down and send rocks at you, and that would slow down the process a lot, so it sucks. So that's why we're doing Everhate strategy to lure them. Now opening up the last part, which surprisingly is not an island, it is the ghost ship. Ta-da! So we are on our way to the ghost ship. I'm using the little shortcut here for the 3rd time. So that's why it's useful. It's useful to get gems early for Durian, and you know that you're going to go through the little shortcut 2 more times, so it ends up saving time. And now we're going to that slight detour to collect this, the Power Bracelet, which is arguably the most important non-required item in the game. It just doubles my attack power, just from the sword, but it's really huge, because it also applies to poking. Now my pokes are going to do 2 damage, and that also applies to bosses, so that's why it's so great. So instead of having my pokes do 1 damage, now they're going to do 2. Dang, I still don't have level 9. I'm actually kind of behind in levels. It's fine, but oh, as long as I don't die. Yeah, the boss is pretty easy. If I die, it's really gonna be stupid. Just make sure you're out of his range. Okay, poke at him. Now go down, go up a little bit. Die hand. Yeah, it's not possible to kill him in 2 cycles in the US version, because he has too much health. So you need to take a 3rd cycle. And there, after the boss was dead, I tried to escape the stage from the left as quickly as possible, because the boss's explosion creates a lot of lag, and you want to prevent that. Okay, we're done with the 3rd area. Well, almost. We need to go speak to a Mermaid Queen and receive the 3rd stone. So basically the stones are the MacGuffins of this game. You need all 6 of them to get to the World of Evil, where the final boss awaits us. The blue stones. Yeah, we'll save some of the creatures, not all. They're all not all useful. Let's move on to Act 4, which is the Mountain of Souls. Pretty interesting act. Here I actually need to save a lot of people, because there's a lot of NPCs. When I release them, it also releases a path through the village itself. It's basically just a grottos that get dug out, that get uncovered. So we're still not going to do everything, but there's a lot of monsters that are required. So there's not going to be a lot of things skipped. Okay, I have 15 gems, that's good. Okay, those ones release shortcuts, so we don't really care about them. Same for this one. No, actually we're skipping a lot. I lied. We're getting close to a pretty high what we call the high pledge in the randomizer, because there's... that won't die though. Right, it's okay, I have the herb, so I'm gonna get healed when I get to this herb. Yeah, when you get a herb from a chest and you already have a herb, the herb you had gets used and you get all your health back. So I also got a really interesting item, which is a magic armor. So not only is it better than the armor I already had, but also it will have my magic consumption, which is extremely important. And I'm gonna kill the last one from a distance, because I know it's the last one, and I know that I'm gonna come back here later in the game. So I don't need to release this monster right now. I just need to kill all the enemies and go on my way as fast as possible. Let's pre-kill this first Yeti. Here you cannot stop and your movement until you reach an obstacle, so you need to know the path. Ah, that didn't kill him. Yeah, here this Act 4 is extremely dependent on your gems, or on gem luck. So I'm gonna try to conserve gems and use them carefully. Okay, that was the last one. It was not very fast though. So Pepe Sylvia, yes, Terranigma will be run. Illusion of Gaia will be run too during the marathon, so just be a bit patient. We will have all 3 games, so you're in for a treat. I just freed the boy who will give me the mushroom shoes, and we need those shoes. It's still a bit sad because I need them literally for just one small turn in the ice. It's literally for one turn, but I could not find a way to skip it, to not need the shoes. So we need to go all the way back to collect the shoes, and all the way back to the frozen lake. It sucks, and I also had to do that in the task, but yeah, we need it. There's no way around it. We're just going all the way back. I hope I'm not gonna take too many hits. So a little piece of trivia in the game: you cannot kill the snowballs, except if you have the Soul Blade. The Soul Blade can kill the snowballs before they crash, and they are worth 2,000 experience. It's not a very well-known fact, but there's some enemies which are only killable with the Soul Blade, and those include the floor spikes of Water Shrine, and also the wall spears of Magritte Castle. You can kill those things with the Soul Blade. So I'm going up now to spawn the first enemy here. It saves like half a second, because these enemies, this is actually a multi-spawner, even though it does not look like it. It's a multi-spawner with a very, very slow spawn rate. It's actually a 5-second rate. It's the slowest multi-spawner in the whole game. That one and another one, which are equal. Okay, I took some hits, but I'm close to level 11, so I should be fine. So here all the NPCs I am restoring are required, because they dig a little passage in the Mountain of Souls, which will be required later. Okay, alright, let's see how bad I am at this. One shot. Yes, nice. First, second. Yes, one shot. Third. I hate these things. Yeah, alright. Okay, I missed one. That's okay. This is really difficult to optimize. And we're gonna have 6 more of these. But the good thing is it will not be on the ice, so it will be a little bit easier to do. And gems are extremely important. I really hope I'm gonna have decent drops. Because if you get really low on gems, or get no gems at all at some point, it's gonna be terrible. Because in the next stream there's gonna be wizrobes. Wizrobes suck in every video game. And this game is no exception. Alright, 59, 60, okay, 60 should be okay, hopefully. And the wizrobes, they will teleport out and become invincible for quite a while if I get too close to them. So the only fast way of fighting them is to use magic. There's really no other way. Okay, I got some decent drops, that's nice. Release another grandpa. He's required so that we can talk to the king later. Much later in the game, actually. He's gonna be the last character we talk to, ever. And let's get our first new sword. It's actually the 4th sword of the game, but it's the first one that I'm collecting. It's also a required item for some reason. Because you can... there's a grandpa who will not let you get past... he will not let you in the next section of the dungeon if you don't have the Lucky Blade, so it's a required item. And since we actually have to get it anyway, we will use it because it's good. It's this item will... It's supposed to make me have better gem drops. Okay, I took that one, I took my time, but 69 is such a great number that I needed to have it. And now that we are out of the ice, I can put back the power bracelet. Power bracelet does not impact magic, so it's not super useful right now, but it's gonna be useful for the boss. I'm gonna kill some of them now because they lag the game and I don't want that. Okay, good. I beat both Montoleos. 80 gems should be really more than fine. So we should not have too many gem issues. Okay, nice. Wow, we have a lot of gems, that's great. Next we need to kill 4 bats. Ah, that was good. Just 2 hits, 2 shots. Okay, this is the grandpa. This grandpa will not let you go to the next part of the dungeon if you don't have the Lucky Blade. For some reason, it's a thing. It's a way to make sure that you have it. So let's go. Oops. You don't even need to equip the Lucky Blade, you just need to have it. So more ice, but this one, yeah, those slopes will still slip you even if you have the mushroom shoes, so it does not really matter. Mushroom shoes will not be used anymore. We don't need. Yeah, we don't go there. This is not the randomizer. More useless enemies. So this is Loon. That's the name of this place. Pretty nice name. It actually means moon in French. Let's spawn last one and kill it like this. Okay, that was pretty good. I have lots of gems, so I'm gonna do the fast strategy. There's one more. Ah, crap. Okay. Yeah, those enemies spawn so slowly that it's actually worth it to try to accumulate them, even if you have to do more travel between them. It's actually better. And there's a lot of enemies we don't need to deal with. We're getting close to the boss, but still we have to do pretty much every layer here, because everything is going to be required. Oh, come on, kill it. Kill it with fire. Except for the one on the top, because it just releases a teleporter, which I should not need. 4, 5, and 6. The last one just gave us a lousy 1 gem. Okay, good. And we got the level up, so that's my cue to go fight the boss. It's not technically the absolute best strategy, but it's very close and much easier because I have all my health, so might as well use it for the boss. Okay, and this boss is ridiculously easy if you just don't move. He will die before you do. You will take damage from his spear, lightning bolts. But if you just don't move, the fireballs that he sends will not hit you. This is pretty stupid. Just, hey, it gets past me and I don't get hit. Oh, and by the way, this boss is actually a censorship of the original boss in the Japanese version. This is Poseidon, the male boss, but in the Japanese version, it's Medusa, a female boss, and, well, she is pretty busty, so that's why it was censored into a male version. So that's a little fun fact for you. Okay, there's 5 guys here. 2, 3. Oh my god, I'm a dummy. Why did I do that? That sucks. 4, 5. Okay. Okay, there you saw it. You saw what happens if you get close to one of those reserves. You should absolutely avoid that. Oh, and yeah, there's also something important that probably confused you. Why did he not swing the sword? Because I couldn't. Swords have a level requirement, each of them. And if you don't have a high enough level to swing a sword, you can still equip it and poke with it, but you cannot swing it. I didn't count them. I probably won't die. I need to deplete my health because, yeah, I'm about to take a death. So these 2 mausoleums release the 2 dancing grandmas, which are needed at the end of the game. So yeah, I was saying you need, if you don't meet the level requirement for a given sword, you can still equip it and poke with it, but you cannot swing it. And the Lucky Blade, which I currently have, has a requirement of level 15. So I only have level 13, I cannot swing it. And this is gonna come into play very shortly in the beginning of the next dungeon. I will explain that really quickly. So basically, I will soon find a new sword, the Zantetsu sword, which makes me capable of cutting metal enemies, basically. So it's required because most enemies are made of metal in the next dungeon. So Zantetsu sword is required. However, it has a level requirement of level 16, and I don't have level 16. So I will be able to poke stuff to death, but that's basically gonna be my only way of attacking. So that's why the next dungeon is probably the hardest one if you're a beginner of this speedrun. Because we are really under-leveled, and we will not be able to swing our sword at enemies. Oh, and of course, magic does not work against them. So it's just poking and nothing else. So it's gonna be a little bit complicated. Let's see if we can pull it off. You can talk to a door because that's a thing. To get you into the room. So this chest on the top, that's where the Zantetsu sword is. So first we'll need to kill 2 souls of enemies which are not made of metal, so we can kill them. until we get the Zantetsu sword, and next, after that, we'll have to deal with weird metal enemies. Ah, I did not hit these guys. This guy, this is slow. That's fine. Oh, and by the way, the music rocks in this dungeon. There, we got the door, and we can go back and get the Zantetsu sword. Sorry, I'm interrupting the music. Equipping the Zantetsu sword, and now this is gonna be the difficult part of the run, or one of the difficult parts. Because I need to poke everything to death. So there's one good news though, that I'm really close to a level up, level 14, so until I get level 14, it actually does not matter too much if I take hits. So I'm gonna take some hits. Okay, now I've leveled up, so now it's serious time. Okay, let's kill more of these guys. You need to account for their movement. And now I'm going to turn around for this last one. Might want to take that. Yeah, okay, I killed that one. Those bulldozers, they do 7 damage, so it's a lot. But fortunately I did not get hit. Now, introducing one of the worst enemies in the whole game, metal mice. They move super fast, so it's not easy to catch them just by poking. So we need to find ways to set it up, so that's why I moved the way I did. Okay, I have all my health, so I'm gonna go ahead and take 3 damage from here instead of just 2. Because I'm pretty crazy. Kill all these guys, and now we have 3 more mice to kill. Okay, 1. 2. 3. Okay, that was pretty good. And now I'm not gonna kill any more enemy in a while, so I'm just gonna equip the medical herb instead of the power bracelet, because I'm gonna tank through a lot of damage from enemies I don't need to kill. And also there's lava, which I'm forced to walk on. If you want to be a little bit, if you want for your speedrun to be a little bit easier, there's the ice armor that you can pick up in the game, which makes you capable of walking on fire tiles without getting hit. Now I'm going to try to deal with 2 monsters at the same time. Okay, 2 on the top. Alright, I hit nothing. 3. That's the 4th one, I think. Okay, yeah. I killed those guys on the bottom. This is really bad. Hi, thank you. Alright. This was so bad that I probably did not save any time by doing them at the same time. But it doesn't matter too much. Need to kill bulldozers. I'm really close to level 15, so damage should not matter too much. I think I will get level 15 after killing that last mouse. Oh, still not. Okay, that was a really late level 15, but it's fine. I still managed to take 2 damage from the bulldozer. That will make my suicide slightly slow, but it's fine. It's really not a big deal. It's just not going to be very optimal. Good. Alright, we have everything we need from this region, so we can just kill ourselves again. So I'm removing my armor to do that much more quickly. Oh no, I died. That was not a 102, we're already in the 103 area. Yeah, that was not very fast. That's fine. So next dungeon does not have metal enemies, so I'm gonna equip the Lucky Blade instead of the Zantetsu sword. Because now I have level 15. Ta-da! So I will be able to swing it, so it's a much better deal. And also we will get the special power of the Lucky Blade, which is to improve the luck of gem drops. And that will help, definitely. Okay, 1, 2, Well, we got a lot of gems already. 3, 4. I think there's 5 of them? Yeah, 5. Okay, good. So yeah, this area is weird. It's the model town, so I'm fighting against a lot of small enemies. It's all models. So there are model knights, model catapults, and yeah, there's gonna be invisible catapults later. There's archers and soldiers. This area is a bit wacky, but I like it. However, it's really laggy also. So it's cute and all, but it's not very optimized in terms of coding, I guess. I'm not exactly sure why, but I think it's because of that weird river in the middle of the stage, which accounts for a lot of sprites. Yeah, the sprite, there's always a lot of lag in this region, and also the sprite limit is hit much more quickly, somehow. Oh, nice. So that's why sometimes you kill enemies and you don't get any gems from it, just because of the sprite limit, which is hits much more quickly here. That should be the last one. Okay, nice. That was done pretty well. I did not have too much lag. Yeah, the music here is the same as the one in Leo's paintings. So we just freed the second model town, so we're gonna go to it. And this model town is gonna be really quick, because there's only one monster lair I need to do. Just one. All the rest is optional stuff. So we're gonna go straight to it. And I will need to kill 6 invisible catapults. I know pretty much where they are. Oh, come on. Oh, what did I do? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They should all be there. And they're not. Okay. I missed one hit somehow. Now we can die. So yeah, in the game there's another soul you can release. It's actually a door, and if you talk to that door, it gives you the power to see these invisible siege machines. So yeah, there's those turrets and catapults which are invisible for some reason. But yeah, there's a special helping soul that you can get to see them. It's not required though, so we don't do it in an any-person speedrun. So this is the last part of Act 5, the power plant. I don't really need the gems, I think, so... Oh, I took a hit. That's not good. So we're gonna equip the light armor I just got, and re-equip the Zantetsu sword, because now I can swing it, so it's gonna be more efficient. And I need it for the boss anyway. I'm gonna take a lot of damage, 2, 3. Kill this, to make sure that I don't take too much damage. The spiked balls do a lot, so I need to be quite careful. I will definitely take the heal before the boss. It's also something which is optional, but if you don't go for it, well, the boss is going to be very difficult. It's possible, and it's what you should do for a really optimized run, but no, not in a marathon run, absolutely not. So I'm going to go ahead and kill those guys now, to release the teleporter, and that will give me a free health refill. Doing that wastes about 8 seconds, so it's really not too bad. Hi, Headerizer. Hello. I hope everybody is having a good time. I definitely am. And we are about to see the 5th boss of this game, which is Tyndall. So here we go. So if you don't take any health refill, you can only tank through 2 hits from this boss. 1, 2. Okay, I got it. Alright, I would have survived. Or maybe actually not, because I took damage from a spike ball. So I didn't even have enough damage to take 2 hits. Yeah, if you know how to do this fight, it usually goes well. but not always, because there's still some randomness. You can manipulate his fireballs, but at the beginning of the fight he also launches missiles, which come from the ceiling, and they will drop randomly. You can't really predict that. So if you get unlucky with the missiles, then you might still lose the fight. So that's why I really didn't want to take any chance, and I took the health refill. I will always do that for a marathon run, because it's really not too safe to fight the boss with little health. Now we freed Marie, the doll, and she has the 5th stone. So we need to talk to her to get it. We go to the Magritte Castle. Magritte Castle is going to be our next stop. Magritte Castle is also pretty difficult and has some luck and elements. Right at the start, we're gonna fight very terrible enemies, they're ghosts, and there's a lot of randomness about it. So I will have to adapt to what I get. And again, I will soon collect a new sword, the Spirit Sword, which is required to kill ghosts. And it has a level requirement of 19, and I only have level 16. So I will need to poke ghosts to death, which is inconvenient. However, there is a strategy to go about them, but still, how fast it will be depends on luck, basically. Right here, there is the harp string, which is required for later, and there's the Spirit Sword. There's an NPC in the game who tells you where the harp string is, or at least gives you some clue. So if you stay here, the ghosts will not hit you. They will just circle around you. But it's random when they are disappearing or reappearing. So I'm gonna advance by 1 tile. So that will force them into staying close. But still, they might want to disappear and reappear. It's random. There it was okay. It was not very fast, but at least I did not take too much damage. And I'm close to level 17, so I could afford the damage. Level 17, I think, with this guy. No, not yet? Okay. Next enemy, I guess. Or maybe not. Yeah, it's 42,000. Let me demonstrate a glitch in this game, which is the sword switch glitch. You can swing a sword for which you have the level requirement, and then during the animation of the swing... Oh, come on. Oh, dude! Stop being a troll. Thank you. Alright, I was saying, the sword switch glitch, you can swing a sword for which you have the level requirement, and during the animation of the sword swing, you can go to the menu and switch to a sword for which you don't have the requirement. And when you come out of the menu, that new sword will be effectively swung. It actually works, so it's a glitch. You can use it, and thanks to that, I managed to do one sword swing of the Spirit Sword, even though I don't have level 19 for the Spirit Sword. So there, I took some items from invisible chests. The first one was a strange bottle. I will explain later what it does. Oh, I have a lot of gems. That's nice. 2. And a medical herb is going to be useful for the end of the game. I have little health, so I'm going to have to be careful. When is level 18 again? Level 18 is going to be sometime soon, I think. Yeah, I should get it before the suicide. So shoutouts to Everhate for this strategy, to get rid of these guys. You can press against the wall, and that, as I said a little bit earlier, if you press against a wall, especially a vertical wall, you can change the center of rotation of the circling orb, and that's really efficient, that's really useful. Because thanks to that I could target both orbs easily without them becoming bad. Because they can go like crazy and move around in a way that's very difficult to predict, and it sucks basically. So that technique is really good. That was another soul switch glitch. Okay, they all appeared, so I'm gonna take some damage to kill them a bit faster. Wow, I still don't have level 18? I don't remember if that's normal. Actually it might be. I don't remember when I'm supposed to get level 18. No, it's gonna be at the beginning of the tower, at the left tower. Ah, okay. Get my armor out and equip the strange bottle. So what the strange bottle does, it preserves my gems when I die. So, okay, so there I used up the bottle, but I preserved my my gems. So I still have the 72 gems. So this is a place where you really need to keep some gems, especially if you have a good amount, and 72 is really a good amount. It's going to be very helpful for the beginning of the left tower. So now I'm going to do something else. Let's speak to this musician and give him the harp string that we got earlier. Before I play some music, let me tell you my story. I fell in love just once in my 24 years. It was when I visited my town. There was a girl who took care of me. I couldn't tell her my true feelings. And the girl's name was something like Lisa. I like how he fell in love and he doesn't really remember her name. Because who cares? The song is really good though. You would get the same song in the ending credits. So thanks to this song, we made the guard move, and at his foot, there was the platinum card required to access here. So as I said, having early gems is really good for this this part of the dungeon because, well, I can deal with 2 monster layers at the same time. Kill that chess knights. Chess knights are really cool because they actually move like chess knights. it's the same way. If you're familiar with chess and they move the same way, you can just check. You can check. Okay, that was not too bad luck. 62 gems, that's pretty good. Okay, good first part. That was decently fast. Let's spawn this enemy quickly. And to get out of this dungeon, of the left tower, I will not use a death, I will use a crystal fairy. Okay, I didn't count there, I wasn't too sure. I will use a crystal fairy, so that I will also keep my gems, which is going to be a bit useful for the right tower. This is a Queen Magrid, and, well, we will have to talk to her later, even though she's not a very good person. You'll see that. Alright, so we come to the prison. Yeah, all RPGs have a prison at some point, don't they? Okay, nice. Okay, something cool that El Magus found. I'm gonna free Dr. Leo before freeing the soldiers on the top. Because he speaks a lot less if you do that. And that's worth it, surprisingly. Because I'm gonna end on the monster layer on the bottom right. So logically, to be efficient, I should start with the ones on the top. But if you do that, Dr. Leo will have a lot more text, and it turns out to be slower. So here I will I release these monster layers in a different order, which is worse in terms of travel, but better in terms of time, thanks to because we dodge a really bad text box. So that was discovered by El Magus. Here, killing ourselves from out of here is not really good, so we just use this crystal fairy, which is conveniently placed here. Oh, we have to talk to the king. Do you think I'm pretty? Yes, this is my present to you. Yeah, and she is that shallow. She just gave us the VIP card. And you have to tell her that she's pretty. If you say no, it does not work. She does not give you the VIP card. You can try, I tried. kill those guys with magic. Nice. Yeah, stay far away so that you dodge their sword. Yeah, those guys' swords are strange. Because it's like the hitbox of the swords of the purple knights is active like 1 second after the animation of their swing. So it's strange. It's you have to get used to it. It's a bit glitchy. Oh, that was pretty quick. I got pretty good patterns. Nice. Okay, this was a long chaining of monster layers to get this castle, but it's required. If you don't get the castle, then King Magritte will not spawn. You need to spawn him in his castle. So yeah, it's a required NPC. There's a lot of things that we don't need to do here, conveniently. There I manipulated this chest knight from into jumping left, so I could get past him without having to kill him, or take a hit. Okay, killed the first 2, 3, 4. Nice, I didn't even need to stop moving. That was done pretty well. And coming up, the cutscene with Dr. Leo and Queen Magritte, which is a really long cutscene. So during this cutscene, we generally have a little game. After this, there's going to be the 6th boss, the bird boss. And the bird boss has 2 patterns. It has the good pattern, which is he just flies in a straight line, spewing fire, and you can hit him a lot. And he has the bad pattern, which is a dive, where he comes from the top and goes diagonally to the bottom really quickly, and you can only hit him like once, maybe twice. And that's bad. So we have a little game with viewers, generally. They get to try to guess how many dives I'm gonna have. So in average, you might get 2 or 3 dives. If I'm very lucky, I might get 0, which is the best. If I'm really unlucky, I might get more than 10. The biggest amount that has ever been recorded was by Genjeth23, who is another runner of this, and he once got 22 dives. I never got that much. I got like 15 once, which is extreme bad luck, but I never got 22. So now you get to guess. I'm gonna guess well, 4. Let's go. Alright, Luchigem guesses 2, which is a pretty safe bet. 2 is about average. We got the mobile key from Dr. Leo before he killed himself in front of his daughter, but he needed to do that because he needed to stop evil. Okay, let's not forget to re-equip the power bracelet, otherwise I'm not going to deal much damage to the boss. And oh, that's not a dive. Okay, we need another one of these cycles. And oh, nice! Look at that! No dive! We got lucky. We got really lucky. And we released King Magritte. Well, so far from everything I'm seeing, Luchigem is the closest with a guess of 2. The correct answer was 0. 23 new world record. Oh man, that would have been really, really bad. All right, yeah, I'm gonna leave because you talk too much, Lisa. Was it Zero wearing a bell? Yeah, of course it was. So now we have the castle, so this place looks much better already. There's a nice secret about this game, you might know about it if you're a Soul Blazer fan. If you go back to where the queen was, now that she's dead, you get the super bracelet. It's not a required item, but it's very valuable because it accumulates the powers of the power bracelet and the shield bracelet. So now I have double power and double defense. And double defense is going to be very handy for what is next, because I'm quite low leveled. Actually, you could theoretically save a few seconds, but really a few seconds, by not picking it up, because it still takes like, I think 11 seconds to pick it up and equip it. But it's very valuable because thanks to the super bracelet, you can be a bit more ballsy about your fights in World of Evil, so it evens out. And also you just don't need to be as careful. It's a little bit like the controversy about taking the light armor at the end of Leo's lab. It's something I always do, but technically you don't need to do it. It wastes 12 seconds to go get that armor, but it's so difficult to do the rest of the game without it that you... Well, I don't think anyone has done a good run without it. Everhate was the only one who did a low percent run, which is extremely difficult. Like, finishing the game without any unnecessary stuff is really crazy. Like, without invulnerable bracelets, I used to do it. I don't do it anymore, actually. So, but it's doable. But without light armor, it's crazy. It's really crazy. You need to be so careful if you don't have it, that it ends up slowing you down instead of speeding you up. I hate that extra fly. Fly, I want to kill you. There's still... Oh no, there's none more. Okay, good. Oh, that was really done poorly, I have to admit. That should be the last one. Yeah, okay. I'm close to level 21, so it's fine. It's if I take some damage. Enemies here give a ridiculous amount of XP, so we're good. There's some chests in this level that I don't need to pick up. And now I'm gonna go through some enemies, like these bricks. I cannot kill them yet because I don't have the Soul Blade. But when I get the Soul Blade, I will be able to kill them. And they give a whopping 400 XP, 4000 XP. So that's a lot. Very efficient for farming. Oh, I'm also gonna equip the herb, which is exactly for that purpose. Ah, man, that was a bit slow. Okay, I'm gonna kill 5 of these flies, that's 2. And then go on my way. 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to take tank damage because I was a bit off sync. And there's a Soul Blade. So there's a... So a few years back we used to do the farming a little bit later. We did it just before fighting the final boss. But now I'm gonna do the farming now because it's more efficient in terms of travel. So this is Soul Blazer, and surprisingly, well, I need level 24, and the amount of experience points I need to get that is 420,000. So 420 Soul Blazers, as one would say. So I'm going to do a little farming here, and I need to reach approximately 374,000, such that the rest of the enemies I'm going to have to kill will give me just the right amount, just the 420,000. So I'm going to farm here for a few more seconds. Come on. Okay, I need 374,000. Alright, so I can just kill 2. Alright, we have enough now. And there we can go. Still re-equipping the Spirit Sword, because I cannot swing the Soul Blade. Yeah, I didn't explain it, but I need level 24 because I need to swing the Soul Blade later. I will need to swing it to cast the Phoenix magic, because that's the only way to kill the final boss. And unfortunately, in case you're wondering, the sword switch glitch does not work to cast a Phoenix. It works to actually swing the Soul Blade even without level 24, but it does not cast a Phoenix. So unfortunately, we cannot kill the final boss with the sword switch glitch. It sucks, but that's the thing. We need to do that little farming. And now, fetch quest time. I actually don't have the Phoenix magic yet. I need to collect 3 items to get it. So I already got the first one, the red hot ball from the chests in World of Evil. And I need to get the other 2. And I need to do some going back in previous areas and kill some enemies that I could not kill before, because I did not have the correct sword. But now that I have the Soul Blade, and the Soul Blade can kill anything. It can kill metal enemies, spirit enemies, and even other type of enemies that nothing else could kill, like the snowballs. So there was those metal monkeys I couldn't kill them before, and I'm going to try to take damage while I kill them to optimize my upcoming suicide. So I pre-kill myself. That was pretty good, pretty efficient. Yeah, I only have 6. I have 12, so that's just enough so I will die in 3 hits from the lava. That's optimal. That's cool. Pretty proud of this. So you need to return to this place to get the red hot stick. And you also need to get back to the light shrine to get the red hot mirror. You can do these 2 things in any order. But I do this first because this is the one where I take a death and I lose all my gems. So I want to do the red hot mirror after that, so that I have a chance at getting a few gems from the very few enemies I still have to kill. So let's go ahead and kill the 5 suns, or fire spirits, whatever they are. And I'm gonna get the 420,000 in the process. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was a little bit ahead. And, I think I farmed 1 brick too many, but that's fine. Really no big deal. We got some gems. Just a few, but it can help out. Casting a Phoenix uses 2 gems. So it's nice that I have a few to start with. Oh, I didn't get that one. That's alright. So this is the red hot bird. He gives us the red hot mirror. And there's a little quirk to him, is that he is very easily scared, so I need to approach him to make him fly away, and then when he comes back down, I will need to approach him from behind, otherwise he will not talk to me. Come on, thank you. If you fail that, you can lose 15 seconds, so that's like the bird final boss. Red hot mirror, alright. It's easy to do this, but still I have failed it like twice in runs. For some reason the bird will fly away instead of talking to you. And that's a 15-second loss. Which sucks, especially since we're really late into the speedrun. I wonder if this run still has a chance at being a 136, I don't know. It might not. It's gonna be either a very high 136 or a very low 137, which is pretty good anyway. My PB for this is 135.37, which is still improvable, but it's a pretty solid run. And considering that I did not go for all the difficult tricks, well, there's some safeties that I took, and I did not get optimal luck everywhere. So I will be fine with that time. Well, I hope I beat the final boss without dying, because dying would really suck. So yeah, that's why you need to carve your way through the king, release the 2 dancing grandmas, and get all red hot items, so that you can spawn the final boss place and get the magic that defeats him. Please come back alive. Sometimes you need to memorize what's the final line of every dialogue to make sure that you can optimally get out of the dialogue. And also make sure that you will not you not just mash through and talk to the character again, because that can happen sometimes when you start out on the speed game. And welcome to Death Toll, the final boss. That's it! I beat the game! That was easy. Oh. Oh no. You mean there's another phase? Yeah, die. Okay, that was the joke. This is the real final boss. I'm gonna take some gems from these. So, the strategy is pretty simple. You need to destroy the 4 blue flames, and then cast 5 phoenixes. You don't really need to cast any more than that, because the boss is going to be vulnerable for a very brief amount of time. So if you cast more than 5, you will probably just waste them and create some lag for no reason. If you do it well, you should finish this boss in just 12 cycles. But sometimes I need 13 cycles if I have bad luck with the places of the blue flames, because yeah, they are placed randomly, which sucks. You want them to be really close to each other. I cast 6 phoenixes, which was useless. I need to be a bit careful about my gems also. Oh, that was really lucky. 5. Ah, he's not dead. I haven't counted cycles, so... There we go. Oh, nice, that was still 136. Oh, okay, pretty good time. But I think this was a 13 cycle. It was definitely not a 12, but that's fine. It's actually not super easy to get 12 cycles. So yeah, this is 1 minute 20 something away from my PB. I'm pretty happy about that, considering I took a few safeties. That was a really decent run. Well, I will take anything sub 137 for a marathon run, really. Okay, so I hope you had fun with Soul Blazer. That was a complete playthrough of the game. yes, if you want to find me out on Twitch, my username is le_Hulk. So we beat the game. That's cool. I can talk a little more if I like. Oh, right. Yeah, so Soul Blazer is a really fine speedrun, I think. There's a lot of intricacies in optimizing monster layers, trying to multitask several monster layers, correctly placing yourself. It does not even have a diagonal movement. It does not have knockback when you get hit, so you can go through enemies sometimes and just take the damage. It's pretty easy to learn, but there's tons of subtleties to it if you really want to master the game. It's a very fun but very interesting speed game in my opinion. And this is not the only Soul Blazer that you're gonna see in this marathon, because I think next Saturday there's gonna be a randomizer Soul Blazer race between me and Jintatsu. So I hope you're gonna enjoy that as well. Alright, so I'm gonna switch to the next game in a minute.